Welcome to the video. We're on Bloxburg and this is part 2 in making Sanctuary. So since part 1 I decided that the house was too small to fit all the furniture and stuff I needed inside of the house, so I decided to make it bigger and discovered a few things along the way as I'm new to the game. As you can see here, I have to delete 2 separate walls here and make one full wall so I can fit the door on it. After doing so, I split the house into 2, one section for the rooms and the other for the kitchen and living room it looks like. After realizing that my window also is on 2 separate walls, I had to delete the walls and make one whole wall for the window to fit on. And I actually come across this quite a bit, so I think it's a small waste of money. It's not too much of a waste of money, but it wastes just a bit of money. Now after doing this, I decided it's time to put in the floor, and my game crashed. Thanks, Roblox. So after re-logging in and restarting, luckily I didn't lose any progress. I make a long and narrow hallway. Now this hall might be too narrow, but I think it's fine. I'm trying to make small houses and quite a bit of houses to fit, so it looks like a small neighborhood. There's going to be 4 rooms. 2 of them will be bedrooms, and 1 will be a laundry room, 1 will be a bathroom. At the end of this hallway here, I made a closet. It's one whole block on the grid, and I kind of wish that Bloxburg would allow you to place smaller walls. Like instead of going one whole block at a time, you could go like half a block or so for more precise placing, because there was a lot of extra details I wanted to add into the house but couldn't. Now I tried placing the floor and my game crashed. Yeah, thanks, Roblox. Now I decided that my game would probably crash if I did the floor placement again, so I decided to go to manual placement. And yeah, if you've watched part 1, I discovered that they actually have manual placement for the phone. Bloxburg's mechanic is kind of weird, so I have to build an entire wall around where I want the floor to be. Yeah, sorry about that, Bloxburg. Didn't realize I just had to turn it to manual placement. After that, I decided to recolor the entire road because I realized that the road and the sidewalk in Sanctuary are all the same texture, really, and the same color. Now I am recoloring the entire house blue because their houses are blue for some reason. And on the inside, I am using horizontal planks. I really wanted to use vertical planks, but they don't have it. I would say if they should add a texture, it should be this exact texture, but vertical. Unless I'm blind and didn't see it. I mean, I didn't even know you can manually place floors on here. The house is starting to come together. It doesn't really look like a trash pile anymore. I just had to readjust a few things. Readjusting's a simple way to put it. It's more like struggling to turn a counter. Once I put everything in the area that I kind of wanted it to be, I turned to a more precise placement and put it just a bit closer to the wall where it seemed to look the best. I'm really glad these counters stretch out. It saves just a lot of money, and the sink fits perfectly onto the counter, which I believe that's what it's supposed to do, but it looks closest to what I believe the Sanctuary sink looks like. Now, this is the laundry room. I don't really remember too much of what it looks like. I kind of just put things together, but it looks a lot like a laundry room, so it's good enough for me. Now, a refrigerator that looks nothing like the one from Sanctuary, but it is good enough. It's still in the same placement. The table also looks nothing like it, but it's gonna be in the same placement area. Now making the small living area, moving the door over so I can fit more stuff here, like their weird TV and a fireplace. Now unfortunately, the closest fireplace that looks like the one from Sanctuary is one of the expensive ones. Not too expensive, but it's one of the more expensive ones. Now here in my makeshift closet, I've been testing out which item fits in the closet and looks the best, and it's one of the just hangers there that look the best there. Add in furniture like the beds into the room and other pieces of furniture to make it seem more room-like. After doing so, I needed to add in the other windows that were, I believe, there in both rooms. And sadly, I couldn't put one behind the refrigerator because the house is just a bit too small. Add some appliances so the house doesn't look so empty, and move the teapot here. Never mind. Now to recolor the furniture to look less bland, a little bit more lively, and then finally add in texture to the floor. After doing all that, I remembered that I made my house bigger, so the roof doesn't actually fit onto it anymore. So I extended the driveway here and moved the pillar so it's the same length as the house, and now I had to re-add the roofing, which actually wasted probably over $1,000. The manual placement tool for the roof is actually pretty cool in my opinion, because you can make some complex structures with it. Unless you actually can't, and I'm wrong because I don't know what I'm doing in this game. So now I'm just using this, I believe, new feature to adjust the roof as much as you kind of want it to be, small adjustments. And I'm going to color the roofs with metal tiles, which now I think I should have just used normal tiles. I only use metal tiles because the majority of the house is actually supposed to be made out of metal, but I believe the tiles were not supposed to be made out of metal, so I'm going to change that some other time. And now I'm adding in the lighting. Just gotta place it down and place here, and place, and place, and place, and place. If you got any tips for me to better place my lighting, I would definitely need them, because adjusting them to be perfect is really difficult for me. And now after adjusting all of my lights, I'm gonna finish some touch-ups for the bathroom by adding a sink and a bathtub. And now that I think about it, I believe I should have used a shower because that's what they actually have in their houses. Here's the small little tour of the house. Kitchen, dining, and living area. Right here is the laundry room. Here's the bathroom, restroom. Here's the main room or bedroom, and here's another bedroom. And I believe most, if not all, the houses are gonna look like this. Just gonna close up all of these doors and then head outside because there's a random lady that decided to park in my driveway, and then she decided to assault me. Overall, this is not really that expensive, only $18,000, less than a car, so it's really affordable for the entire property. Now I just have to do this to 6 other houses.